Welcome, welcome, welcome. I should take off my mask. All right, I'm going to take off my mask and slip into something more comfortable. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, have no fear. The hero is here. The one you love to cheer. Let's get a round of applause for the man of the year. It's Pepito. Thank you, Pepito. Oh, we got the extended. I was hoping we get the extended Pepito applause.
She's the best of them all.
Wow, Pepito, you crushed it. The victory belongs to you. How are you doing tonight?
So good.
Excellent.
Okay.
I love to hear it. I'm very excited for our season 1 finale tonight. And Soy Teresa in the chat says anything for Pepitos. And I agree 100%. And for this week's beat to start the show off, we are going to play a beat that I tried to play a few episodes ago, and I didn't realize that the sound wasn't coming through the broadcast, so it was kind of wasted. And I feel like we must correct this mistake. So here is the beat from the experiments video that will start us off. And actually, I do have a little rhyme here. We learned a lot going up and down these roads with time to wander. How did the first year of our weekly show reach 54 episodes?
Tucked away in the maze of buildings at Sandia National Labs is a series of experiments.
Will help then help New Mexico, developing new technologies.
Results were experiments.
Negative.
Noisy! People just don't like people blowing up their kids.
Artificial intelligence not working.
The test is why the love to machine. It's all in the name of science.
Home of Buddy on the Farmer and Captain Project.
We have a lot of new realities. Please go to
First atomic bomb is exploding at Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
In the name of God. I know he seems like the deep. No, seriously, it was a very amusing and entertaining and stimulating experiment. Is there anything you'd like to say in closing?
Welcome to
Let's go.
Doug, are you okay?
Soy Teresa in the chat.
Soy Teresa in the chat. Who did that? Pepito, did you play that?
Yes, it had to be
Okay.
first.
Well, thank you for it. It's wonderful. We've made it a year. Pepito, we have arrived. Do you have any words that you would like to say for future generations watching this show?
The show couldn't have been possible without any of y'all. But mostly, it would never have been possible without Conda and Soy Teresa. Their contributions have made this show the tremendous spectacle that it has always been and always will continue to be.
Wow, that is touching. I really thought I was throwing you under the bus and putting you on the spot to say something, but you showed me. Oh my God. Doug is acting like a monster tonight. Hang on. Hold on just a second. Aye. The Doug and the Soy Trees in the chat says, "Son, be quiet."
He had something to say as well.
Jesus, hang on. Okay, he just chased Cobra into the room here, and now he's looking out the front window. But we don't have time for any of that. I was telling producer Nico that we have so much to get to this week, like we do every week. But this is a especially jam-packed show. And she said, "Well, then you guys should start the show off right away." And I told her, "Yeah, we plan on it. We're going to get to it." So I don't know why I have a card here of things to get to, because we should just skip it. I'm going to skip all this. I'll set it aside if we want to come back to it. But I want to start the main show. This could be a record for us, don't you think?
Let's do it. Let's make a record.
Let's get right into it. And I was telling you that, yeah, Soy Trees in the chat says, "Quit screwing around." And we are getting into the meat of the matter. Let's start things off. I told you, Pepito, that I had an update that we had to get to, and that I wasn't going to tell you until the show aired. Is this correct?
Yes.
All right, then let's get into it. Let's get into the big update I found. All right.
Update. Carlsbad, Current Argus, Sunday, March 22nd, 1970. Eddy County Sheriff James Leslie Dow, 36, was assassinated on Fox Street in the town of Eddy about 6:45 p.m., February 18, 1897, according to reports by both the Eddy Argus and the Eddy Current, newspapers of the town at that time. Ooh.
Wow.
Eddy Current and Eddy Argus.
So we have the competing newspapers, but we also have a sheriff of Carlsbad here that was assassinated. Let's learn more. My interest is piqued.
Carlsbad, Current Argus, Sunday, March 22nd, 1970. He was coming from the bank building, and when almost in front of the Argus office, was shot by one of the two men who were concealed in the doorway and who had evidently been waiting for him. 2 shots were fired, only one taking effect. Oof.
Okay. So,
Ambush.
yeah, he was ambushed right by the Current Argus offices. That's geez, Doug is really in his crying mode tonight. I don't know. He's not normally like this. Okay, moving on.
Friday, just after the Argus went to press, David L. Kemp and William Kennan were arrested, charged with the shooting of Mr. Dow. Is that Kemp?
That is that Kemp.
Wow.
For people who missed last week's episode, spectacular episode, I might add,
Yes.
we discussed the first execution in Carlsbad, and it was carried out by the sheriff of the time, David L. Kemp. And as we discussed the events surrounding the first execution, we kind of were a little bit suspicious of Kemp, were we not?
Yeah, it sounded like he was just covering up his own tracks.
Exactly. So here he is being arrested for murder. I mean, I don't know what. So this is 1897. So this is 3 years after Kemp carried out the execution of Barrett. So let's see more.
Wow. The Argus said the defendants first plead not guilty, but when they learned that C.W. Moore, compositor on the staff of the Eddy Argus with offices adjacent, had left that office late on the fateful evening, had noticed them lurking in the shadows of another nearby building, and that A.H. Asbury, in passing, had recognized them, they changed their plea to self-defense.
Okay, so these two men, the sheriff and his boy,
lurking.
they say, no, it wasn't us, not at all. And then witnesses start popping up, and all of a sudden, good old Sheriff Kemp says, okay, yeah, fuck it, I did it. But it was self defense. I don't know. But what are you thinking so far with this story?
Sounds like another excuse.
Yeah.
Kemp testified that he and Kennan, in passing by, had been seen and recognized by Dow, who cursed him and reached for his gun. Kemp testified that he beat Dow to the draw, killing him in self-defense. There was no witness to the actual killing other than Kennan.
Wow. Okay, so we're just going with Kemp and Kennan's word here?
Yeah.
Is Kennan the other?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. Wait. Yep. Kemp and Kennan. So the two men seen at the
Okay.
shooting who tried to cover it up and say that they weren't involved are now saying that, yeah, and we're the only witnesses, and he was going to shoot us, I swear, which is kind of crazy. Here we go.
Dow had for several years been a detective for the Livestock Association in Eddy County and had been active in ferreting out and prosecuting suspected rustlers, among whom were Kemp, his half-brother W. W. Bush, and Bush's young son Willie Bush. Lots of Bushes.
Yeah.
You want me to read that?
Yes.
On March 30th, 1898, the jury rendered a verdict of not guilty, of course.
So boom. Yeah, Kemp got away with it. There he is pleading guilty to killing and murdering a man, and there was no justice.
Botched executions.
I know.
Lurking prior to murder.
Exactly. I don't know. I feel like I have to read even more about Kemp now.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were about to pull up more to read about it.
No.
Sorry.
Oh, shit. And I forgot. Pepito. I
Yes.
want to start a new tradition here at Caveman News. I have spoken to you about it, but I want to, as we start the show, in honor of Barrett, the executed man that we discussed last week, one of the things he did was, before being hung at the gallows by Sheriff Kemp, Barrett requested that he take his shoes off because he didn't want to die with his boots on. He said his dad always told him he's going to die with his boots on. And I still don't know exactly what his dad's saying about that, you know?
I thought what Zach and Cindy said sounded spot on. They said that to die with your shoes off meant you were comfortable and probably not at war.
Right. So, in honor of Barrett, I am taking my boots off for the show in his memory. Solidarity. So these are my shoes that I'm taking off, my snake skin, and they say Conda on the tongue of the shoe. Let me see.
Custom. The Conda Cobra model.
Yeah, these are the custom Conda Cobra models. All right. So there we go. That is that. And now let's continue with the actual show. What do you say? Are there any legends of Carlsbad history that we have found out about this year that really stuck with you?
Sure. Billy Ward.
Okay. That's great that you say that, because a profile of Billy Ward and catching up on him is the first thing I have.
Also, Wednesday, June 12th, 1974. Also, a couple named Billy and Jan Ward liked Carlsbad so much a few months back, they've decided to establish residence here. You might remember the story we did on Billy Ward during his and Jan's initial visit here. He's a flagpole painter, stunt car driver, clown, comedian, television, and movie performer. You name it, he's done it.
Wow.
Now he resided in Carlsbad.
Exactly. He fell in love with the town. He had good taste.
Yeah.
But this is Billy Ward, who we first learned about in our stunts episode.
Yes.
And that's when you did, was it your stunts segment? No. It was your segment the week before for movies where you injured yourself doing a stunt.
Oh, yeah, acting.
Acting. Okay. It wasn't movies. Acting was the topic.
And
but
then the next week was stunts.
right. And you profiled the injuries that you experienced the previous week in the segment. And that's when we met Billy Ward, who I first came across an advertisement for his role as a stunt driving clown. He would do stunts in his car while dressed as a clown called Petrol the Clown.
Awesome.
And I was hooked on Billy Ward right away from that.
I remember one of his wife's name was like Floridia.
Well,
Or
we'll
something.
see. We'll probably get into that.
Ward, February 24th, 1974. Ward and his wife Jan, in the summer months, travel from the city to city performing in World Champion Auto Daredevil Thrill Show. They smash cars into each other, blow the cars to bits with them inside with dynamite,
Yes.
and a dozen other hazardous stunts to thrill and chill the paying crowd. I want to be thrilled and chilled.
I know.
Billy Ward and
I
Jan.
mean,
Come on, Jan.
I guess we have TikTok now and Hulu, but
Short form content.
but where is the romantic couple traveling the highways and byways of the US and crashing cars into each other and blowing themselves up like
Wow.
human bombs? Where is that?
It's a lost art.
It truly is. Okay.
Fucking Ralph Nader and his automobile rules.
Well, they don't apply to people like Billy Ward and his wives. So
True. Wednesday, May 19th, 1954. The top act of the evening will find Ward performing the Dangerous Human Bomb act, in which he gets into a box surrounded by 10 sticks of dynamite, sets off the dynamite, and blows himself up.
badass.
Whoa.
So as has been discussed ad nauseum here on Caveman News, in 2025 our goal is to bring back the outlaw cities of Phoenix and Lone Wolf, and I am going to run for mayor of both of them. But the goal for 2026 after that is Pepito is going to perform a stunt that we also heard about in the stunts episode, the human fly who scaled the courthouse, and Pepito is going to do that and perform the human bomb act on top. So
Yeah,
you have over a year to prepare.
I'm just gonna blow myself up and put myself right back together, just like Billy Ward.
Exactly. If he can do it, I mean, let's see, what is this?
Soy Teresa said, "Life imitates art."
Yeah.
I love your Eames shirt, Pepito, and your background feed. Right? It encapsulates the entire year of Caveman News in segments of,
Let's see. Okay.
of a minute and a half each ep. There's even some features of you.
Damn. So it's a minute and a half of each episode. And then how
Yeah.
long is that when it's all
don't-
put together?
I think it's about over an hour or 40.
Jesus.
I tried to make it as long as our eps are usually.
Right.
I don't know. I might have miscalculated. We'll see.
Man. That's tight.
You
I
just
love it.
Change it to my shy flip off cam.
Tucked away in the maze of buildings at Sandia National
Oh yeah, hang on.
Experiment.
will help
Wait.
them help New Mexico, developing new technologies.
Okay. Now I need lights on. Okay.
Lights on.
All right, Pepito. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Cinderoni says that's amazing, Pepito. It
Cinderone.
truly is. Welcome, Cinderoni. It's great to have you here.
She
Now,
did
where was I? I think this is the. What's that?
my Christmas card
Oh, nice. From
from
Cindy.
Cinderoni. She's
Nice.
really good at holidays.
She's
I'm not. I'm sorry, y'all.
Nobody's asking you to be.
I want to be.
Yeah, well.
I'm so awful at holidays.
Nah. Here we go.
Wednesday, May 19th, 1950 more. 1950 more, y'all. Johnny Golden of Waco, Texas will perform the leap of death, in which a speeding automobile is driven off an elevated ramp and crashes into the tops of parked cars. Hells yeah.
Okay, so that was just another person who participated in
Stunts.
Billy Ward's stunt show. And again, I don't know if I have a clipping that brings this up this time, but as we discussed him in the original stunts episode, he did his show at the Carlsbad football field,
What?
Ralph Boyer Stadium. Do you remember?
The Ralph Boyer. Yeah. Now that you say that, it was a while ago. What's going on?
Oh, I'm just Cinderoni in the chat says I like to send mail.
She's amazing at it.
And
You all
Zoe
are.
Teresa says it's aspirational, but I ain't good at it either.
She sends great mail too. She had like Japanese store stationery. You all are good at sending stuff. I'm the worst at it.
Soy Teresa never mails me shit. So
Y'all hang out.
we have before. Okay.
Hey, Wednesday, May 19th, 1954. He will use no safety equipment except for the rollover axe when a safety belt and helmet will be worn.
Okay. See, so he doesn't even wear a helmet when he's blowing himself up. That's a real soldier.
Yeah. Concussions are easy for him.
Yeah, here we go.
Wednesday, May 19th, 1954. Billy's wife, Miss Florida Ward, will drive an auto through a field of dynamite and fiery board walls. Chet Smith of San Angelo, Texas, will drive a speeding auto into a wall of 3 tons of ice.
Damn, dude.
Florida.
Florida? I don't know. But I do enjoy hearing about how Billy Ward had 2 wives that would do car stunts with him.
It's like that's his jam. Girls that stunt.
Oh my god, that's my jam too. I just haven't met one. I don't think they make women like that anymore.
Seems like if you came into contact with Billy Ward, his stunting is affectionate or infectious. Like you want to stunt. Like
absolutely.
Suddenly.
Dude, I'm telling you, I want to stunt so bad.
Yeah.
As you know, I've not had a license for over a decade. And I primarily, over the last few years, I got around transporting by skateboard, riding everywhere.
Yeah,
and
shredding.
And this year, my eyesight has just completely fallen off a cliff, and I'm mostly not good visioned now. But I keep having that urge. I keep fantasizing about getting out there and skating really fast down the street. And
yeah,
I know I can't do that because I would hit a pebble and go flying and die. But I keep thinking, wow, I want to get out there. I want to do it. I want to risk it. Maybe I can make it down the street a little bit before flying and dying,
I remember your first board was a penny board, and you would go down some intense hills.
Absolutely. In work boots. I had my steel toes on.
It's your tiny little penny board.
Soy Teresa said she would have to scrape me up. And that's true. But I still think about it. I fantasize about it all the time. Like, I think well, what if I just went around and I knew the track I was going to take around the block or something, and I picked up any debris that would like cause me to go crazy? And just like,
prepare it.
yeah, I knew what
Safe
holes
skate.
to avoid or anything like that, but
That's a
I
lot
don't
of
think
work.
that's really a thing I can do.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that was. Oh wait, no. Oh, okay. Now we're on to another hero of caveman news history that we've. Soy Teresa says a pebble has entered the chat. Let's catch up on another hero from our experiments beat, Stefania Follini. Let's hear more about her.
Stefania. Wednesday, June 19th, 1991. The family came to United States so Follini could undergo follow-up tests at National Aeronautics and Space Administration headquarters in Houston. The studies show she has less calcium in her bones and a stronger immune system. Abrazi says.
Yeah, that's a tough one. But yeah, I think that's a fair trade-off. You have less calcium in your bones, but a stronger immune system.
She'll get less sick, but she might break.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I think that could be that's something that I could live with. You know?
Yeah.
Plus you get the isolation, living 138 days alone in a cave.
God, not me.
Oh my god.
Carlsbad is Wednesday,
Oh,
June
yeah,
19th,
I don't know if we have to
1991.
read that one. This is Stefania and her husband
Whoa.
and baby. So this is 2 years, I think, after the experiment.
Wow. So
And yeah, she moved on with her life. She
had a
didn't end up marrying the 12-year-old boy who would visit her at the cave.
12-year-old boy in the chat.
So, Cinderoni says that kid that wrote her letters was probs so heartbroken.
Yeah.
And so Teresa says, right? And absolutely, I feel for young Jason Estes. Maybe we'll check in on him. But first, we have more Follini to talk about.
Wednesday, June 19th, 1991. Inside the cave, she made colored paper cutouts of objects in the world outside. The sun, the moon, stars, trees, and foods. She missed bread, wine, fruit.
I think that's what I would be doing too. Just like making things down there. What would you make that you wanted to see that you didn't have access to?
And want to make an ice skating rink.
Wow.
She's trying to recreate the world she remembers.
Yeah, the stuff that she likes. So what you like and what you would crave is an ice skating rink?
A grocery store. I would make a bunch of food.
Oh yeah. That's tight. What's the first food you would make out of colored paper cutouts?
A drumstick.
All right. That makes sense.
A crispy fried chicken leg.
Brother
Chat.
Binks says fleshlight, and I have to hit allow to allow that comment. Yes. Caveman News added permitted term fleshlight. Yes, that is not barred on this show.
You can say fleshlight, y'all.
And we haven't said it in a while, but you can also say hillbillies and I can't remember what the other. Maybe rednecks was the other thing that they were.
Arizona is a slut or a whore.
Well, it is.
That was one we allowed.
Hillbillies and rednecks. Should I allow this comment from Soy Teresa? I'm allowing it. It censored her for saying hillbillies and rednecks. That's crazy.
Tight grip. Does that mean Twitch watches our stream?
No,
It's just a computer.
Yeah, they're just like, if this word's to pop up, then like censor it, you know?
Uh,
It's all robots all the way down.
automated. Ugh,
It is. Okay, where are we?
we did
Okay,
that.
you got that. Here we go.
And Wednesday, June 19, 1991, she married Abruzese in August 1990. She said her husband, who studies philosophy at the University of Urbino, stunned her when he showed her his poems, written in the city atop a hill while she was in the cave. Abruzese's poems expressed her thoughts while she was in the cave, she said.
Okay,
Oh,
so I had to look it up. Do you know where Lost Cave is?
no, I forgot to look that up, but it sounds great.
It looks like I looked at it on the map, and it seemed like it's out in the Hobbs Highway direction, which I think of as Project Gnome territory, you know?
Oh, yeah. Like,
So I don't know what hills are there that would overlook that, but I like to think that her husband was writing poems for her while sitting on top of Sea Hill. That's got to be what it was, right?
but that's a whole other direction.
I know, but it didn't say that he could see the cave from where he was. They just said that he was in Carlsbad on top of a hill.
Abrazesi. How could he? With his words, with his poetry.
With his poetry? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I think I got two more. I got pictures on my stream deck for the stuff, and I see two more buttons here that have a cave on it. So this has got to be Stefania stuff.
Wow. What I miss now is the silence, the quiet, she said, speaking in Italian and English. And I discovered that we humans can have very great strength, inner strength.
Wow. So see, being alone in the cave is kind of great. I like the idea of the silence. I don't know. I'm hoping they bring back the experiment. I would volunteer day one.
Cave studies. He said she heals faster, but has even less calcium in her bones than when she left the cave. Some of the calcium loss may have been caused by maternity, however, she said.
So yeah, maybe it was maternity, but still, just driving that point home that she got to live alone in the cave for months, and yeah, her bones got weaker, but her immune system and her faster healing, that's kind of impressive. I think that's a good trade-off. Is that the last thing I had for her? Yes. Okay. Now, we mentioned Jason Estes, the 12-year-old boy that would visit her. And you know I got curious about what his life was like. And I found this. I think the first thing I'll hit here is from a few years before he met Stefania. It's a letter he wrote to Santa Claus that was in the current Argus when he was 10 years old. So
he had a voice. He just had to be heard.
Well, let's see what he had to say at age 10.
Dear Santa, I think you're funny. You know that? Do you want to hear something else that is funny? I want some walkie-talkies, an Atari, and a backpack for Christmas. I guess it's funny whenever I tell my mom. She laughs. See you at Christmas. Jason Estes, 7 years old.
Oh, he was 7. I thought he was 10 there. God damn, he's 7 years old. What a charming letter.
Yeah.
Jason Estes he's a smooth talker.
Yeah,
I can see why Stefania was so enamored with him.
It's like he put more effort into the letter than the thought of what he wanted for Christmas.
Yeah. He's a performer. We got to get him on the show. And I can't remember what this second Jason Estes button is.
Jason.
But I did want to see what became of him. What was his life like post Stefania? And
Before, during, after.
I really had a tough time because, okay, there was this picture is credited as by Jason Estes, which is the guy's name, you know.
Wow.
This is 1993. So I think he would be 15 or 16. And I thought, oh, they put this 16-year-old boy's photo in the Current Argus. That is so cool. But I found out that around that same time in 1993, there was the lifestyle editor of the Current Argus was
No, no.
named Jason Estes, and that couldn't
Oh,
be him. The
it
Current
is?
Argus wasn't naming a 16-year-old boy to be their lifestyle editor. I don't think. I mean, I guess I don't know that for sure, but
His mom and dad were writing in style. That Winnebago. What's
yeah,
the
I don't know if
turning?
that's his.
What's the turning radius on that sucker?
Oh my god!
The gas mileage. Wow.
Wow.
Good old days. The good old days.
Okay. What do I have here? Okay. I think that's
3-point only, says Soy Teresa.
3-point only. Okay.
She's so
Yes.
cool.
Who is?
Soy Teresa.
Yeah, sometimes, I guess. Another favorite of me doing the show was finding out about Snakey Campbell.
Oh,
Friends with my great grandfather. You remember Snakey Campbell?
the name, not so much anything else.
Well, to get your memory, to jog your memory, there's the word I'm looking for, jog. To jog your memory, Snakey Campbell was the man who spearheaded the rattlesnake derby every year in Carlsbad.
And he was a railroad man. No, that was someone else.
He was a lot of different things. He
Oh.
could have been. He might have been at one point a railroad man, but we know him primarily as the man who would round up a bunch of rattlesnakes for the yearly derby.
That's awesome.
Hang on, what is I can't see. Okay. Soy Teresa says, Pepito, can you
Do us
a rendition of the Caveman News Mount Rushmore?
right now?
Legends only? I don't know if she means right now, but at some point you definitely should. That'd be that would be amazing. But yes, Snakey Campbell, he would round up all the rattlesnakes for the rattlesnake derby every year, which for those who are uninitiated, the rattlesnake derby was an event where Snakey Campbell would drop off a huge mass of rattlesnakes, and they all had numbers on them, and people would buy tickets, and you'd have a ticket with the number 18 snake, and whichever snake exited the circle, like made it from the center of the circle to the exit, that they won the prize that year. Am I making sense?
Yes.
Let's check in on Snakey.
Oh, cool. I need a
There.
reference.
Yeah, there's a picture of the man, and here's a more actiony photo.
Yeah, kind smile. Wow, what a
That's
bad.
with
Only-
his haul.
Only 4?
Well, at that time, yeah. Soy Teresa in the chat says Ducky Affair X Snake Rodeo collab win, and I agree. I would say the win is 2025 when we resurrect Phoenix and I become mayor of it. That's what we'll do. That'll be to kick off the refoundation of the city. You ready, Pepito, to read for me?
I'm ready. June 28th, 1936. Campbell was forced to hunt a secret farm for his snakes when curious crowds gathering around the pen in which he kept the rattlers, threw rocks, and injured the asshole.
Yeah, doesn't that suck?
Yeah.
That pisses me off. That is disrespectful. I mean, this show, this stream, we are very in favor of juvenile delinquency. One of the hosts, I'm not going to say which one, but one of us was a big bad kid as a child and got into a lot of trouble. But I would never throw rocks at the rattlesnakes like that.
No way. Rattlesnake hunting was a hobby in its way, but it also added some to Campbell's income. Catching as many as 70 snakes on a good hunting day, Campbell sold some for $1 per pound.
And I
Wow.
looked it up, and I think the average weight of a rattlesnake is about 2 pounds. So, how much is that? What did he say? 70 snakes at 2 pounds. That's $140.
Yeah.
Do you think you could catch 70 rattlesnakes in a day?
I wouldn't want to,
No,
but no, I don't know. I might get bored.
I don't.
After 10.
I think you could do it. I don't know if I could. I don't know how you hunt rattlesnakes.
Yeah, my neighbor's dad growing up used to have snake skins that he skinned.
Syndrome in the chat says she quoted you and said, "I wouldn't want to."
Yeah.
That's true.
Hey, I have my Mount Rushmore picture.
Oh
pretty
yeah,
much
hang on.
done.
Let me get my let's do this right.
Should I put their
Okay.
names?
Well, it doesn't matter. Let me see it.
Okay. I'm just gonna put a quick name on each one.
Oh, okay.
But I'm done. Here we go.
All right, hang on.
Got Bill
we got
Ward,
Bill Ward,
Doc Nos,
Nos,
and I got Snakey
Snakey.
and Follini.
Oh yeah, Follini. That's good. That's classic. Is that a dry erase?
No,
Oh,
that's
okay.
Sharpie.
Okay, cool. I was worried. I was like, oh, that's. And as Cinderoni in the chat says, that's perfect. Wow.
Yes.
And I agree. That's a hard agree
Cinderoni in the chat. And
from me.
Beaks.
Let's see.
And Soy Chorizo.
Okay. Now, here we go. That we did that one.
See, it's Monday, June 28th, 1937. Letter received recently by the Chamber of Commerce from the Snake King of Texas asks for a price on rattlesnakes used in the Rattlesnake Derby and offers to purchase all the snakes if the price is right. It was expected that the letter would be referred to Merwin Snakey Campbell, who is in charge of the Derby.
So, what do you think about that? Somebody calling himself the Snake King of Texas is trying to come to Carlsbad to buy excess rattlesnakes from Snakey. Jeez, come on.
You need some.
That's some Texas oil baron shit. Like thinking you can just go out and buy success. How are you calling yourself the Snake King when you come crawling to Snakey for your snakes?
Go catch your own. There's got to be snakes in
Texas
Texas.
could never. Wait, hang on. I'm really zoomed in on the chat here, and I see people complimenting Binks, but I
Yeah,
can't see
Binks.
what Binks said.
Oh, Binks, let us know.
I don't know. I can't see it. All right. Well, you're so right, Con.
Oh, we shout him out. Binks.
He did not. We are just honoring him. And okay, yes, absolutely. Speaking of which, we are going to start off next year, season 2 of Caveman News. We're going to have the new credits, and Binks is going to be entered into the credits. I'm very excited for that. That's going to be fun.
The future.
Okay, so we did that. We did that. Okay, here we go.
And at one time served for the governor of the state's movie commission.
See, that's one of the things that Snakey did that I had no idea about. We were talking about all the different jobs he did.
So he had a role in New Mexico film.
Absolutely. I wonder what he did.
Snakes.
Oh my gosh. I got carried away and I forgot to add some stuff to the show. I also wanted to bring up some stuff about Doc Noss. Can you explain Doc Noss to people who might not have seen the Treasures episode?
He was an amazing local podiatrist that also found gold and was unalived.
Yeah,
But they mysteriously, and then they said his gold wasn't real.
exactly. See, here's
was-
the thing. That's one of the clippings I had, and I ran out of time to put it into the show. But they talked about how the government is still claiming that Doc Noss's gold was fake. And they're like, oh, it was mostly brass and, painted and all of this stuff. But then at the same time, they talked about how they had military guarding a certain section of the desert 24 hours a day. And they were like, oh, just in case people come treasure hunting and everything. But
Yeah.
why are you worried about treasure hunters if there is no treasure?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
I
wonder-
still think Doc Noss was much like Barrett. I think he was set up.
Yeah, and I wonder how many people were like you, reading the paper and realizing these things, or
I'm sure a lot. One of
Just-
the Doc Noss updates, one of the most recent ones was up until a few years ago, his family was still fighting
to look.
the government and saying that, he really did have gold and y'all stole it. That was pretty bad.
Great.
I had a clipping. I'm just looking at my index. What was that?
Wow. That was a rare sound alert featuring the one and only Cat in the Hat Susie.
Oh yeah, that was the Susie nod. I love that sound alert. It's very good. But I'm just looking at my index card and it has stuff that I didn't get into the show. And one of the other things, Pepito, do you remember the Glamour Girls?
Kind that they were the ones that had the numbers for
Yeah.
the stunt guy.
No, the
No.
Glamour Girls sold tickets for the Rattlesnake Derby,
Okay.
Snakey's
Snakey.
Rattlesnake Derby. And
Okay.
we came across them while learning about Snakey, and there was just a picture of them standing with the cards, and it said June 6th, whatever.
Soy Teresa reminded us that they had jackets.
Oh yeah, they had the beautiful jackets, and the caption just said the Glamour Girls are downtown selling tickets and all of this. So
Hell yeah.
I was thinking, we're sitting here, we're touching on a lot of the things that we've covered this year. What else happened with the Glamour Girls? And I could not find anything. There was not a good Glamour Girls update. However, I did find out about a beauty pageant which was held in Carlsbad. We didn't do beauty pageants as a
No.
topic.
Future app.
Why did we talk about beauty pageants? I know we've talked about them in some sense, but I can't remember why. Anyway, there was a beauty pageant and they had the different levels. They named someone the Glamour Girl Queen and all of these things, and they had Miss Junior Glamour Girl and all of this stuff. And then they had the Golden Glamour Girl, which
Ooh.
I assume that's
The ultimate.
the elder women.
Oh.
They sound like the Golden Girls, you know.
Oh.
But I don't know. I like the Golden Glamour Girl. I wonder what she was and how her life panned out. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna say it was in the chat.
No, I was just looking for a second. I also caught up with Wayman Gray. Do you remember Wayman Gray?
Oh man, that name really sounds familiar.
This is a test. This whole
I
episode is a
know.
test, testing your memory. This is the quiz.
He died.
Eventually. Wayman Gray was the boxing promoter who promoted black boxing matches in
the one
southeastern
black guy,
Mexico.
like
What?
one of the few black people in Carlsbad, probably.
Well, he was. I claim him as Carlsbad because he did promote a lot of fights here in Carlsbad, but he was a Roswell man. He was the person who promoted the ham pounder fights. So, but I looked into what else Wayman Gray did, and he also sponsored a black baseball team in Carlsbad. They were the Carlsbad Blues.
Wow.
And that was cool. And there was also a little clipping about him throwing a dance as a kind of like a fundraiser, that type thing.
Yeah.
It was very interesting. I'm a big fan of Wayman Gray. Okay, I see in the chat, I see Cinderoni saying too soon and Brother Bink saying R.I.P. But here we go. Oh, John Benet Ramsey. That's what we are R.I.P.ing.
Oh.
But Pito, do you have any?
Oh yeah, beauty pageant.
Right.
Do I have any what?
Do you have anything that you need to say as we end the first year of doing this?
Well, thank you a lot, Conda, for including me in this awesome adventure of doing our show together. And I couldn't imagine this year being any other way. This thing has been kind of therapeutic, and it helped me get out of my shell a little bit.
For sure.
Getting to hang out with you and Soy Teresa and Cinderoni and Brother Binks means more to me than most of the things I do in the week.
Same here. That's exactly how I feel. I'm just thinking, a year from now, we're going to be finishing our second year of Caveman News. Do you have any message right now that you'd like to send to your future self in a year? And maybe on our season 2 ending episode in 1 year, I can play it back and be like, this is what you wanted to tell yourself.
Stand strong and hit the ground running. Hit them hard.
All right. I'm going to be playing that back to you. You know I will.
Okay.
Good. All right. I think that's about it. Okay.
Paul Hart, stop.
Gosh,
Maybe
we got to get him
Cindy
on the
knows
show.
Maybe Cindy knows where he is, or Brother Binks.
Yeah, could be. Somebody knows where he is. Gosh, what am I thinking?
We need more guests.
I know. Pepito.
All our guests have ruled.
Oh, they're so sick. I should have put together a list of all the guests we've had and all the people who've helped out. Yeah, absolutely. Pepito, I told you I had a big finale. What's up?
Cinderoni in the chat said, "You guys are amazing for doing this. Seriously, I look forward to every Sunday right now." And
it's
then
fun.
Soy Teresa says, "You're going to have to do the Brando flashback Inception next year."
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Soy Teresa says, "I can't wait to see who shows up in 2025."
Right.
Absolutely. Papito, I told you we have a grand finale that I've been planning for months.
Oh, did you? I forgot already.
You forgot that I told you that?
Yeah.
Jeez Louise, dude. I feel like I don't shut up about it. My big finale.
Well, I had a lot I was also going through my head.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm going to play a message that we have while I perform my grand finale.
Wow.
So, hold on, I'll be right back.
So do I just then?
Hey, caveman. News. This is the mystery producer. Congratulations on lasting a year. I don't know why you did it. I'm looking forward to season 2 of the only book report that seems precarious.
Wow.
Okay. Well, there's my grand finale. I've been planning it for months. What I really wanted was to pull a cord and have the flag drop down. But maybe season 2 will figure out that technology.
Oh, I could have totally did that for you.
Yeah, Soy Teresa told me how to do it.
Just had to tie that one kind of knot.
Yeah, for sure. Papito, you put it upon yourself to give yourself a Herculean task. I asked you if you could put together some clips of the show so we could, like, you know, throw together, like, play clips here and there, kind of a remembrance episode. But you decided to do things the hard way, and you started rewatching the entirety of Caveman News, starting from the start, which I asked you, please don't do this, because the first few episodes are so bad. It's ridiculous. But you struggled, you went through it, and you put together a video of, this is only like the first 15 episodes, isn't it? You just grabbed moments from that. 19. And I will say that was long before the show got anywhere near watchable. So it's kind of amazing that you did this. But
it was like
we can jam over this. I don't know. This is kind of a long video. And I respect anybody who taps out at this point, but we're going to play some of this video. Because when I stop playing it, it stops. And then if I start it again, it starts at the top again. So we kind of just got to let this go. Here we go.
Go.
What the hell? Oh.
Going.
Guadalupe.
Okay, this was the first episode, I think. And we're hitting a Guadalupe loop because the people in the video called it the Guadalupe Mountains.
Cavity video, we saw the great bass playing of Renee, and I just want to say it is Nay Day.
Are you nodding?
This is Nay's birthday, so
it's Nay Day.
Big salute to Nay, to Daddy Nay, the
Guadalupe salute.
Patriarch
Guadalupe.
Mary Queen of Scots is executed by beheading.
Okay, this is where
her executioner, which
I got really confused. Isn't that what's going on in this clip?
Yeah.
I was trying to read
her executioner
on this day thing, and I kept reading the word bull as bully.
During the perfect episode.
Oh, yeah, that was during the perfect episode, so it didn't count. That wasn't a bad thing. That was completely intentional.
That is a written typo.
Oh, yeah, and congratulations, Soy Teresa in the chat. says new
today,
husband
so it
Nay.
does not
And
count as a
congratulations
Oh.
to him and
episode.
Tawny on their
It is
their
Yeah.
wedding.
Power
But
couple.
this is her birth,
Oh my
I
god,
should say.
the most powerful.
Oh, shit. I'm wrong. The executor's name was Bull, not Bully.
Gosh, this is so
I guess history fucked
hard
that
to
one.
watch. I
Because
can't
it's
believe
not
you
like
sat
in this
through
episode,
watching
the perfect episode.
It was like
these
a,
episodes.
like a psychological study of ourselves.
It was a feat.
There at the amphitheater. And
I don't know.
people
Oh.
got flights. And I remember him
Pepito.
saying that
I completely
the
forgot
days that
to
he did
announce what we're going to do for
he
next week.
set a record.
Oh, let's hear it.
Adopt a bat.
Okay. Let me just make sure I got.
So,
All right. I think I've hit everything.
I liked your adopt a bat cocaine
this
story.
was the original
No,
caveman
it's a great
news.
story. I'm full of great cocaine
22 years
stories.
ago.
All your
This
cousin
is,
Skinner stories.
Oh my god, my grandpa's
the beginning
stories.
of This
Yeah.
show
Actually,
that
there was a
we're
Bob
doing
Forrest
today, I
story
guess?
that I had written down on my index card that we should
This
talk
is-
about.
Elmer, the
Oh my
best
god,
of Elmer,
Elmer stories.
the very best of Elmer.
I was thinking, I don't think I've ever
I'm
told the
doing
story on
fucking
stream
good. How
about
are
the
you?
time Elmer named a
Hear
street.
more of these fucking Texas
And
tourist
that's such a
freaks.
great story.
Just any
That's great
fucking thing
honor to
that's
be
dark.
bestowed.
That's
Who knows?
that is material
Especially
for
ones with the first
season
name
2.
Oh
But-
my gosh. Do you think Artesia is cute?
Oh, this is the pink chocolate.
Not a word I would use to describe it.
Golly. Okay, I'm gonna have to.
Oh,
We're gonna have to end the
for
show
sure.
and. No, sorry, mystery producer. Okay, Papito, we should jam this out as is traditional. Thank you, Papito, for
Thank
your service and everything you do. And yeah, Soy Teresa says primitive caveman news, and it truly was. And you know what? Maybe next week to start off season 2, maybe I'll play a clip or two from our test streams that nobody saw except for you and I when we were trying to figure out how to do all of this. A year ago, we were extremely primitive.
Yeah. Can't wait to unearth that gem.
Oh
And
yeah,
how-
absolutely.
Should dub it in Spanish.
For sure. And you know what we have to do? I
What?
think it was episode 2 was the episode we did where there was no audio.
Yeah, that's the one.
We hadn't figured out that yet, so we did a whole episode where nobody could hear us.
Yeah.
And
it was a good episode.
I'm still thinking one day I want to have us do live dubbing over, like adding the audio what we were probably saying, and
Just guess.
I think that could be a lot of fun. Anyway, we should close this show out. I know that we should, but next week, I was telling you I was having a lot of trouble thinking after. Oh my God, that is incredible. You're going to have to take a picture of that and send it to me. But I was thinking, we've got this great finale. I'm dropping the flag. This is spectacular. And then I realized I'm planning all this. I have no idea what we're going to do the week after this. Like, where do we go? This seems like such a culmination, such an end. However, I was reading about various luminaries and legends that we have encountered while doing this show, doing little catching up. And I found out, do you remember Sheriff Joe Johns? God, we talk about sheriff so much on this.
No.
Well, Joe Johns was the sheriff in Carlsbad, the deputy sheriff who was kidnapped by Bonnie and Clyde.
Oh, yeah.
And I was going to catch up on that whole saga, and I found a huge long report of Joe Johns describing exactly what happened when Bonnie and Clyde kidnapped him here in Carlsbad. So next week, we're just going to talk about that. we did a hostages episode, and we talked about Uncle Ned being a hostage in the bottom of the Carlsbad Caverns and some other stuff. But we only briefly talked about Bonnie and Clyde and their time in Carlsbad.
Because
we're going to dive deep next week. What?
They were here because their aunt lived here.
Yes, their aunt lived in Carlsbad. And actually, I don't know. I'm going to have some questions about their history in Carlsbad when we discuss it next week. But next week, it's going to be all Bonnie and Clyde for an entire episode, because I found I really like doing these episodes where we pick one story and just dig deep into it, like Stefania or Doc Noss or
all the twists and turns that you find. They're always.
Soy Teresa says dub it and give commentary. Oof, that is a great idea. Papito, let's close this out. Let's jam it out for the last time of the year.
Jam it out. Goodbye, everyone. Happy New Year. Stay safe.